listening to.
What's up, everybody? You're listening to Painkillers with Marquis
and AD.
Hey, this is your daily dose of getting rid of all of your pain. We literally are gonna,
talk your pain away. You know how we do.
You know how we do, bro. Man, you looking fly. Like,
hey, man. I'm talking about this jacket. Let's talk about this jacket.
Man, get out of here, bro.
I mean, you got roses.
Closet, you know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't know if you was gonna notice.
I didn't know I had that. So
right, you gladly
put my jacket back there?
Bro, super excited about today's topic, man. To all the patients in the room, man.
Yeah, man.
We hope you are sharing this podcast, man, bringing more patients in, because all of us are patients. Me and AD, all of us are patients.
For sure.
We don't have all the answers, man, but one thing for sure is that we're gonna talk our way to the answer, man.
That's it.
And so last time we really dealt with not being able to run away from the issue, whether that is work, you hate your job, all that kind of stuff. And today, man, we're going to really touch on a real sensitive topic, but I think it's very necessary, especially right now, the state of the culture and where we are. So, AD, tell us what we're going to be talking about today.
Man, today we're talking about suicide will not end the pain.
It won't end the pain.
And I think that's the misconception a lot of times is that, if I in my life, that it ends the pain, but it does not. So let's dive into it.
We're going to dive into it, patient. So go ahead, get in the room, and we're going to come back and we're going to dig into this topic.
If there's some medication I could take to make me wanna hate you and kill this ache. If there's some medication I could take, you know I would do it. But they don't got a pill for this.
Absolutely sure.
All right, guys. So today, man, we're going to be dealing with this subject, suicide, man. And I know, I'm going to try to have a real sensitive voice today because I think everybody maybe not everybody, but many people at some point in their life really, 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 really deal with this, whether it comes to a place of a thought, a struggle with it, or the idea of what would it do or be like if I did this. So we want to deal with this because I think life has really taken a turn and a lot of people are in dark places right now.
Yeah.
Being stuck in the house,
yeah,
losing their job,
yeah,
maybe losing a lot of money that they were making prior to the pandemic. Like, the reality is everybody for once in the entire world are all dealing with the same thing.
Man.
No matter whether you're rich, poor, middle class, low class, high class,
don't really matter.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't. I mean, I think right now we're all on the same playing field.
Yeah.
And a big part about that is we're all on the same playing field from the standpoint of we're trying to preserve what we currently have.
Yeah.
And I'm just not talking about material things.
Facts.
Like preserve our minds, our intellect, our sanity.
Yeah.
This is a sensitive subject because I've, definitely dealt with this.
Me too, man.
You know what I'm saying? And I think, a lot of your people that carry or, deal with some type of gift, are automatically, especially like if you're creative or you're called to create certain things, whether they be businesses or, art or whatever the case is, like you're going to be hit with the challenge of mental, problems.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of times in our culture, in the African American culture, we overlook it.
Yeah.
We don't talk about it.
We because we say it's crazy.
Yeah.
Or
it becomes a taboo subject in African American homes.
Yeah.
And so we try to not communicate it as if not talking about it removes it.
And it doesn't.
It does not. And so, man, I think that for one, if we're gonna kill this pain, for one, we know through all of our podcasts, we're gonna have to be transparent. We got to be open and honest about it. About you're only gonna get help when you communicate that this is an area where you need help.
Facts.
And what happens is that we are acting, performing as if nothing is wrong.
Yeah.
And I was talking to an actor friend of mine. And I said, here's the reality: is that almost every African American that I know deserves an Oscar.
Yeah.
Because we are the ultimate actors.
Yeah, the greatest performers, man, are not on Broadway.
No. Like, we encounter them every day.
Every day.
They're in our living room. They're in our bedroom.
They raised us.
They
pay us.
Yeah. You see what I'm saying? Like, it is with the idea that everything's okay.
Yeah. We
got everything under control.
Yeah.
Somebody had to do, I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Yeah.
And they're not.
Yeah, it's almost like being perfect is human and having problems is unhuman.
Yeah.
And we have to come to grips with it's the total opposite.
Man, we got to change that narrative.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, because being perfect is not human. It's impossible.
It's impossible.
It's impossible to be okay all the time and nothing's wrong. And this lie that I have to project that everything is fine in order to be accepted. And I think, like you said, man, our culture, we ignore the mental space. Like, we go get physicals every year, right? Well, at least we're supposed to. And the doctor checks our blood, it checks our knees, our everything, even your scrotum.
Yeah.
But the brain,
man,
the thing that operates every other part,
that controls everything. Yeah.
We don't really deal with that. We don't check that.
We don't invest any, majority of anything into our mental stability and health.
And let's not even talk about meditation. Like, if I tell a person, hey, meditate, I don't believe in meditation. Meditation, that's a little witchcraft maybe or whatever. Like,
just because you don't know.
Yeah.
Like the Bible says, meditate on my word day and night.
Day and night, bro.
So how's that?
There's nothing wrong with it. Like
I don't, and because it is such a sensitive topic.
Yeah.
We have to come to grips that for any of our patients that are listening right now, from the idea that if I kill myself, it ends the pain. It doesn't end it.
It just starts it.
It starts it.
Especially for family, for
it
friends.
Transfers it.
Yes.
That's
the
what
main
it does.
word. It transfers.
It transfers it.
Yep.
It may end because in your mind,
your reality.
In your reality, oh my God, I'm just gonna end my life because therefore it is gonna end the pain. No, now your mom, your dad, your sister, your brother, your cousin, your kids, or whatever it may be, have to wrestle with the pain and then fight to stay alive while they're dealing with the pain that you have now put on them. And that's that's a reality that I had to come to grips with when I was battling suicide. Is that this is a selfish act. Now I know we don't want to hear that,
but it's a fact.
It's
a
selfish.
permanent decision on a temporary situation.
Yep. And we can't undo it.
You can't.
And it's selfish because what we're saying is that what I'm dealing with is so bad that I am going to now hurt everybody else that love me.
Because I can't handle my own hurt.
Yep.
Go ahead. I don't want to interrupt you.
No. But I think that we just have to come to grips with the concept of suicide is a reality within culture, but then come to grips that I was created not to struggle mentally. I was created to enjoy my life. And what is the root of, how we do on painkillers? We're going to get to the root.
You got to.
We got to talk our way to the root.
Yep.
What is the root of my frustration, my hurt, my anguish, whatever it may be? What is the root of that? And a lot of times the root of it may be comparison. Everybody asks me, why did I get off social media? You know what I'm saying? Why you get off social media? They don't understand. I found myself, I'm usually a very confident guy.
Yeah.
You know, I'm going to do whatever I feel. Like,
Right.
whatever I like, I'm going to do. You
Yeah.
know, like when I was pastoring, like if I was preaching in jeans with
gonna do your
holes in them,
style.
I'm
Yeah.
going to do me. I've always been that way.
Yeah.
But when I started being on social media and started comparing myself and my life
Yeah.
to other people and other preachers and
Yeah.
what was going on there, and I was like, wait a minute, jealousy is creeping up.
Mhm.
Wait a minute, something
Mhm.
ain't right.
Yep.
You know what I'm
Yep.
saying?
Yep.
And I started minimizing myself
Yeah.
and maximizing them,
Everybody else.
and not understanding that I'm looking at their highlight reel
Mhm.
while I'm judging myself by behind the scenes.
Come on, man.
And I just had to come to the grips of, this is not healthy for me right now.
Yeah. And what we don't realize too is that when we go to those spaces like the social media or the Instagram or the Facebook is you're feeding yourself this.
Yep.
They call it the feed for a reason.
Ooh, yes, sir.
It's a FEED, bro. Like
Yes, sir.
every time you sign in,
Yes,
you're getting
sir.
ready to eat something.
Yes, sir.
And if you don't know what your diet should be,
Mm-hmm.
you'll start eating stuff and your body will start reacting to that.
Mm-hmm.
Like for you said it started to bring up jealousy. Like
Yeah.
it started to bring up this, like stuff that you would say to yourself, I never dealt with this. I never had an issue with confidence or this and that.
Mhm.
But if you're feeding yourself this all the time, like if all I ate was sweets, bro, something in my body
Something in my body.
is going to start showing up.
Yep.
And if all I'm feeding myself every time I sign in is all of these reels or these highlights
Yep.
and not really seeing reality,
Bingo.
that the person who's preaching the 5,000 or the person who's flossing in the bins also struggling with the same thing I'm struggling with.
Yep.
They ain't showing me that part.
Yep.
And I can't digest what I'm not being fed.
Yep. You know what's crazy? You know, people will say like we're in the Me Too movement, right?
Yeah.
But nobody's Me Tooing to suicide.
Oh no.
Or depression.
Oh no.
And nobody's saying, oh yeah, I dealt with
that.
too.
Yeah.
Or and I'm not talking about from a peer-to-peer aspect.
Nah.
I'm talking about from people that we look up to.
Yeah.
That are
Like
saying
a mass.
bingo.
Yeah.
Like, yo, like this is a struggle.
Yep.
This is what, and what happens is once we and honestly, man, I blame the leader and I blame the follower. Because the follower has diminished the leader.
Yeah.
If the leader is
Expose
honest.
his honest. Yeah. Mhm.
Like if he's honest or she's honest to say, this is an issue for me.
Oh, I can't. He's weak. She's weak.
I can't follow them.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I can't
Yep.
not understand. You're dealing with
Did you hear
that
what
too.
they said? Yeah, absolutely.
So if they and honestly, it's the Jesus principle.
Yeah.
We just was talking about it off, before we got on here.
Yeah.
It's the Jesus principle. Hey, Thomas, put your hand
hands
here.
in. Yeah.
He's saying,
Here's the proof.
Feel me.
Yeah.
Feel me. I'm
Yep.
being transparent.
Yeah.
Touch me here.
Yep.
This is what I endured. This is what I went
hurts.
through. This
Yeah.
hurt.
Yeah.
Like
I don't want to go through this. Is
Exa-
it possible for me to escape this?
Exactly.
And
I went through this
Yep,
for you.
For you. Yeah.
So you don't have to go through this, but I'm gonna let you touch it.
And see
Bingo.
that I'm human. I feel what
Man.
you feel. I experience what you experience. And I think too, when you look at suicide, the key thing, man, whether you rich, whether you poor, whether you black, whether you white, whether you Asian, whether you male, whether you female, is this one middle spot. Everybody wants to escape something.
Yes, sir.
So we are digging this dirt up and getting to the root of it. Maybe the issue is the escape.
Yep.
So if at the core of everybody who may have struggled or is struggling with it or thinking about it is trying to escape something, we need to find out what that is that they're trying to escape.
Yeah.
And then try to redirect them to another way to escape whatever that reality is.
Yeah.
Like when I was dealing with suicide, bro, I think when I was younger, I used to think about it, whatever. And I think everybody, like, oh, I wish I could just die and not be here no more. But my biggest battle when I really, literally, yo, I'm about to buy this gun. I'm about to get this. I'm about to get rid of this. I'm about to take these pills or whatever, was when I went through the worst season of my life and people were believing what was being said. I wanted to escape the judgment or the belief of what they believed. So if I remove myself, if I kill myself, they win. They won't have to think about me or I won't have to hear that they believe this and they don't believe, even if it's not the truth.
Yeah.
I wanted to escape the reality of what other people thought, right?
Yeah.
And if everybody at the core, no matter where they are, is trying to escape something, we have to find out how can they escape something without removing or making a permanent decision on their life.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, bro, the way when I be transparent, like I remember going to the gun shop, looking at the guns. I remember trying to find somebody who had pain pills so I could just take them all.
Mm-hmm.
I remember sitting in my garage and trying to figure out how to just turn the engine on and how long will it take to just sit in the car and absorb, like real.
Yeah.
Not just a thought. I'm talking about like a real practice,
Yeah.
but I was trying to escape something, man.
Yeah.
And I think the average person who's trying to, or who has explored or played with it, is trying to escape something.
Yeah.
And the way I was able to kill that pain
Mm-hmm.
was to face it, bro.
Mm.
Like literally, like no lie, like I said, if I go around these group of people, I already know everybody has their thought. Well, is this true?
Yeah.
Did he do it?
Man.
Did he not do it?
Man,
You hearing the thoughts,
yeah, man.
yeah.
You hearing the chatter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I said, I'm gonna stay home and I'm just gonna take my life. But I had to try to deal with this escape. And so what I had to do was, in order for me to escape, is I had to face it.
Mm-hmm.
And the way I faced it was put myself in the place where I know the issue came from and say, you know what, regardless of what they say, what they view, I can only believe me.
Yes, sir. I can only believe me.
I can only believe
Man,
me.
you know that's one of the things, like you talk about actually thinking it through, planning it out. Like I was at that place. I remember I had grabbed my brother's gun, was in his garage.
Wow.
Man, sitting in a chair, wrote a note.
Yep.
And I'm sitting there and I'm just like, yo, I'm about to blow my brains out.
Yeah.
And my brother comes home early. Like they didn't even park their cars in the garage at all. Like it's like for our culture, garage ain't really somewhere you store your
storage.
car. That's storage.
That's storage.
and man, I remember he came home early to cut the grass and the lawnmower was in the garage.
Wow.
And I'm sitting in the garage with a gun, tears running down my face, and he stops the car, he gets out and he sees a gun, he sees me crying, and he just runs in and tackles me. Like, and man, like a lot of people talk about that, talk about suicide to get attention. Yeah. Oh, I do, oh man, I just, like if people talk about it from the standpoint of, I want sympathy. Yeah. So they actually talk about committing suicide with the hopes that somebody
give me that attention.
Yeah, somebody gives me that attention.
But the real ones who want to commit it you won't even see it coming.
Bingo. Yeah. Like, because when I was at that place, I was smiling. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I was laughing. Yep. But then I would go in that room and plan out. Right. And when I wrote that letter out, I wrote that letter 3 days before I got to the garage. For sure. And I read it for 3 days. Yeah. Like over and over and over again, making sure I didn't miss, how I was going to dress my mom or how I was going to dress my sister or whatever the case is. And then end up in that garage with that gun. So when people, be flirting with that concept, to me, that's not funny. Nah. Like, because my thing is, I've been there. Lived it. I've lived that. Yep. Like, and
I was on my way out.
I know that feeling. Mm-hmm. So like when people like, oh, I just, like she, and it's amazing. I've counseled people. Like I was counseling the guy. He was like, man, I just told her, like he was in a bad breakup. I just told her I killed myself. But I'm like, you really don't want to do that.
Not over that.
You're saying that with the hopes that she'll be like, I want to be with you.
Yeah. To get what you want.
Mm-hmm. So you're leveraging life and death with the hopes that, like, to me, that's so distasteful. Selfish, bro. It's so selfish. Yeah. How dare you play with a concept that has literally killed millions with the idea, I want to get what I want. Yeah. And I'm saying this to get what I want. Yeah. No, man. You just don't play like that.
Yeah, you can't play like that, man. Like you said, you hit it on the head. Some people who are serious about this, you don't even see it coming. I was watching the Lee Thompson story, who, for those of you who may not know, Patience is the guy who played Jet Jackson on the Disney Channel. He had this show, And I believe it was maybe 2014 or 15, he killed himself.
Mm-hmm.
And he was supposed to report, on set for his new show, and he didn't show up. 2 days had passed, and they went to his house and found him dead by a self-inflicted gun wound.
Mm.
And his mom is sharing, after 2 years, she broke her silence about it, that silently he had dealt with mental illness and had been diagnosed, I believe, with bipolar disorder.
Mm-hmm.
And he didn't want anybody to know. So she kept it secret, and his friends didn't know, like no one knew. And she recalls the day that he decided that he wanted to buy a gun. And she told him she didn't think it was a good idea. And he was like, "Wow, Mom, you think I would do something to myself?" And she said, "I don't know what you would do, but I just don't think you should have a gun." And he got the gun and, told her how he would be safe with it. And he used that same gun years later to end his own life.
Wow.
And she was saying she didn't know whether or not he was having an episode with the bipolar, or if this was just something that he had been thinking about or going through. But it's so many people that we will never know what they were trying to escape or where they were in that space. And even to some of our patients that are listening to us, man, like, we're sitting on this side of the screen or on this side of the speaker. We don't know you. We don't know where you are. And people around you may think they know you and don't even know that you're trying to escape something. We're trying to talk that pain away so that you don't make that ultimate decision. Like, nothing in this life is worth ending it to escape something that can be dealt with in a different manner. And you may be saying, like, whoa, Marquis or AD, like, you don't know my story. You don't know what I'm dealing with, what I'm going through. Trust me, we do. We've been there at some level. It may not be your exact scenario, but AD's been in the garage with the gun. I've been in the garage. I've been in the gun store. I've been, like, we've been there at some level. And your story is not the worst story. Just like our story is not the worst story. Somebody else doing worse than us, going through something worse to us. You got the person who's being abused and just want to end their life, or the person who's really dealing with mental disorder and just want to get rid of it because they hate going through those freaking patches. But whatever it is that you're trying to escape, we want to talk you in a whole new way of escape.
Yeah, man. Yeah, and I think the best thing is to, let's look at it, let's examine, but then also let's get out of the circle that we're in. A lot of times, like, I've been at that place where I've, heard the chatters of foolishness and about me, and people believed it, people locked onto it, people, would share it, like I was like, you would share negative, but you ain't share none of the positive stuff I've done. And in the negative that you're sharing is all he say, she say. And but man, I just got to a place where I thought that they were the world.
Of course.
Like, so
reality.
Like I feel like everybody knows. Everybody's talking about me. No, they're not. It's the circle that you're in.
Facts.
And a lot of times what we need to do is get outside of the circle to understand that the world is so much bigger than the city you live, than the job you work, than the family you were raised in, than the church people you were around, than the clique you hang with, or whatever the case may be. We need to understand that the world is so much bigger.
You got to stay right there, AD.
If you get outside of that, you'll get a breath of fresh air, and you'll realize, like, you know what? The world don't care about this. You know, that
my city care, or my community, or my local business or church care. Like there's a church gossip columnist. And then we think, because they're saying it on their show that, oh, the world heard it, and they only reaching a couple thousand.
And
it's billions of people.
You see what I'm saying? It's just the it ain't even the whole church world. It's just a messy church world, and it's just like, it's like you got to get out of that. You got to go beyond what are the vices, and then ask yourself, how is this information getting to me? Because if you,
and who's feeding it to me?
Bingo. Because if you're getting it, you probably need to cut off the source in which that is coming to you.
I like that, and I think that is very important that those patients that are listening to us, you listen to that. Maybe you need, instead of taking your life, maybe you need to move to a new city. Maybe you need to go to a new country and explore a whole different. Maybe you need to transfer
Yeah.
Maybe you need to, end that relationship and start a new one, or like, don't kill yourself.
Mm-hmm.
I know it hurts right now. I know you're scared to go to the grocery store, or you don't want people to know what you did. Like, maybe you need a breath of fresh air. Maybe your escape would be leaving that city.
Yeah.
Maybe your escape would be leaving that position.
Yeah.
Maybe your escape would be leaving that circle of friends. Maybe your escape is getting off of social media for an entire year or 6 months or the rest of your life.
Yeah. And living
if it's going to save your life.
Bingo. Whatever's going to save it is no extreme to whatever's going to save your life.
Bingo.
It's no extreme.
If that means you got to sell everything and start over.
Yep.
If that's going to put you in a better, healthy space.
Yep.
Do it.
Do it.
I want to touch this very quickly. I know we're almost out of time, but I want to touch this very quickly. There are some patients, man, that want to end their life because they can't live their real life.
Yeah.
And I want to say to those patients that are listening to me, if you're thinking about killing yourself because you are afraid to be who you want to be or who you believe you're going to be, you're better off committing emotional suicide than physical suicide.
Yeah.
Like, just go ahead and rip that Band-Aid off and say, hey guys, this is who I am.
Yeah. Yeah.
And if that means that they can't love you and they can't embrace you, at least you still have your life.
Yep.
And you can find a group of people who will love you for the real you.
Yep. Legit.
If you've been, I don't want to generalize it and make it seem like I'm just talking about like a certain lifestyle, because some people say, well, it's just a certain lifestyle that he's talking about, like he alluded
exactly
to,
what
right?
they're gonna go to.
Yeah. So let me make this not generalize it, but let me say to the person who maybe have been singing since they was a kid, and that's all your parents wanted you to be, was an entertainer, and you're 25 years old now and you just hate this world of entertainment. It's chewed you up, spit you out, and you hate it. You hate going to sing. You hate going to a studio. Yo, let them know you're not going to sing anymore.
Yeah.
Rip up your contract. Go be who you want to be.
Yeah.
You may just want to be a freaking artist and just draw. Do that.
Do that.
Live in that. Even if they tell you there's no freaking career in that.
Yeah.
Be happy.
Be happy.
Maybe you're like, we had a guest on this talk about they was into fashion. If that's what you are, and your parents or your family and your friends want you to be a freaking sports star or a football player or basketball player, and that's just not who you are.
Yeah.
And you've been doing that to appease them, break it to them.
Break it.
Before I kill myself and blow my brains out like so many other NFL players or NBA players, I'm going to be this fashion designer.
Yep.
And if you are attracted to the same sex, and no matter if it goes against your freaking beliefs and everybody else imposed on you, like before you kill yourself,
listen, ain't nothing worth it.
Nothing's worth it.
Nothing's worth it. Nothing. Like, and I think that we have to make doing what's in our heart okay.
Bingo.
Like, we do.
Yeah.
We have to make doing what's in our heart okay. And I know that's a challenge for a lot of us. Like, a part of my life, pastoring is one part of my life, preaching is one part of my life, but acting is another part of my life. Producing films is another part of my life. Producing docuseries, that's another part of my life. And being an artist is another part of my life. So it's like don't feel the need for the opinions and for people to like you, to put force you into a box that box will remotely suffocate you in the long run. So, man, this is
so good, man. We might have to come back and revisit another part two of this one.
I think so. I think so.
And maybe get some of our patients. Like, if you've been struggling with suicide or you've been thinking about killing yourself and you just like, I've never told nobody this, like, don't be a Lee Thompson and just do it and everybody is shocked by it.
Yeah.
Like, if you really have and you like, man, but I want to overcome this, or I've never shared this, or I have experienced this, I have dealt with this, like, write to us, email us, leave a comment, like, shoot us some information, man. Like, maybe when we do this again, we want to bring some of the patients on, man. Do a call in or something, or face in and Skype in and let's talk. But we getting ready to give you our prescriptions for today. AD, what's your prescription for today?
I think my prescription is exactly what I said, man. If you're dealing with this, man, get out of your box, get out of your circle. Go and see something new. Yeah. Go and challenge yourself to go somewhere. And you can say, well, AD, man, I don't have the money. I don't have the money to go and do that. Listen, if you got access to a Greyhound, if you like, even if it's for a weekend, a Megabus, whatever it is, go experience something new for a weekend. Go somewhere else. I'm pretty sure you got somebody that you know that's out of town. Tell them, hey, can I come stay with you for a weekend? Get out, experience more, allow your eyes to see something different, and allow your ears to hear something different. So that's my prescription, man. So you got to go feel it.
Yeah, man, you got to go feel that. And here's my prescription to all my patients, man, that are dealing with this and in this particular space, man. My prescription to you is literally, I want you to discover what it is you're trying to escape.
Yeah.
And I want you to find a way to escape that without taking yourself out.
Yes, sir.
Like I said earlier, if that means you don't want to work in that particular industry anymore, quit.
Yeah.
But don't kill yourself.
Yeah.
If you don't like living in the city you're in because of what people are saying and what you're hearing and gossip and stuff, move. Get out of that city, get out of that region, get out of that clique.
Yeah.
My prescription to you is that.
That's it, man. And you got to go feel it.
You got to go feel it, man.
You got to go feel it.
Patience, we love y'all.
Man, we love y'all for real, man. And I'm telling you right now, if this is you, I want you to email painkillerspodcast@gmail.com. All right?
Hey.
Painkillerspodcast@gmail.com, man. We want to be sure that we reach out, talk to you, and then, man, next time we do this, man, we just got to bring people on. All right?
Absolutely, man.
All right, man. Listen, this is what we're here for.
This has been Painkillers.
Just try to talk this pain away.
Talking the pain away.
All right.
Till next time. Don't forget, you can join us every Monday night on Medication Mondays on Clubhouse at 9 p.m. It's an extended conversation from the Painkillers podcast. Clubhouse, Monday nights at 9 p.m. Medication Mondays.